In this section, we're going to talk about the HSRP practicing on the packet tracer. We have 3 steps to accomplish. In the first step, we need to make the HSRP configuration for router 1 and 2 according to these IP addresses. Okay. Second, we need to assign a suitable gateway IP address to our PC. All right. And third, we need to make sure that the packets from the PC go by the following red arrow on this direction, I think. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's make a summary in here. I'm gonna attach the tenda to the interfaces, the internal interfaces of the routers, and 10.3 for this router 1 and 10.3 will be on router 2. Okay, and I need to assign a suitable gateway IP address. That's gonna be our HSRP IP. So the gateway will be 10.1 for the PC. Okay, and third, we need to make sure that the packets from the PC go by following the red arrow. So when I'm making the HSRP config on the router 1, I need to use a high priority value, and we need to make sure that if this guy is being the active for the HSRP. Okay, let's go. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna assign the IP addresses, or I'm gonna check if they're already pre-configured or not. So, okay, I'm on router 1, show IP interface brief, and I can see that no IP address is configured. Alright, interface fast Ethernet 00, and this guy will have an IP address of 10.2. Okay, and let's go to the router 2 and assign this other IP address. 10.3 and no shot. Alright, I assigned the IP addresses, and let's assign the default gateway to the PC. My PC's IP address is, I need to recheck it, 10.100, okay. And that 1 will be the gateway, as we talked. Okay. So I assigned the IP addresses to the fast Ethernet 00 interfaces at 2, 3, and 100. Okay, I assigned the suitable gateway IP address to my PC as well. Alright, then what I need to do is to configure the HSRP on routers and make sure that router 1 is the active router. Okay, I'm going to do router 1. So I need to show you how we configure it. Interface fast Ethernet 00, and I'm gonna assign the standby IP as 10.1. What is going wrong? Okay, there is no subnet mask. All right, then standby 1 will have a priority value which is bigger than the default value of 100. So I can use 200 to make sure that router 1 is the default, but I'm not on router 1. Okay, then I'm removing this configuration. No standby. I'm in router 2, as you can see. Okay, no standby 1 IP and no standby 1 priority. Okay, show run and check fast Ethernet 00. Okay, we are now going to router 1. I'm sorry for the delay. We are in the interface mode already, and what I need to do is configuring the standby 1 IP first. Then standby 1 priority will be bigger than 100, and that's gonna be arbitrary. I choose the 200. Okay, then then we need to configure the preemption as well. It's arbitrary too, but if you are remembering from our slides, I am offering you to configure the preemption always for the active router. Okay, let's go with the router 2. Interface fast Ethernet 00 will have an standby 1 IP with 10.1. So I don't want to configure the preemption, and I am not going to configure the priority value for router 2 because the default value is 100, and as I configured router 1 with the priority value of the 200, I'm expecting to see that router 1 is the active and router 2 is the standby. Okay, so let's check it. Show standby. Okay, as I see from the show standby output, the state of the router 1 is active for the HSRP, and my virtual IP address is 10.1, which is okay. So let's take a look to show standby on router 2. State is standby, and we are sharing the 10.1 IP address with the router 1. Okay guys, that's what I really want to see, and I accomplished the 3 steps 2, and HSRP configuration has finished.